What a shame. All because we killed a hideous snake woman. I suppose that's karma, is it? Stop it! Get away from my bum! Get away from my bum! Don't let your dreams be dreams, guys. Yeah, true love can strike at any time. So can I, from the bushes. But we gave provisions to an old man before, and then he climbed up a tree and threw coconuts at us.
I hear you. Somebody's just having a really, really bad shit. That's why they're moaning. It's not a zombie at all. It's not a zombie at all. It's like, oh, fuck my arsehole.
And then you take a closer look at the dead girl's tits. You can't resist. I want all the contents of that sack in my mouth. Let's have a sip of this Pepsi before we really, really begin. We're not sponsored. We're choking on it a little bit. Can you imagine if we were sponsored by Pepsi and then we choked on it? Wouldn't really be the best advert for them, would it? T-Man says your beard is epic.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, yes, it's not. I grew it myself.
You should see his cock. No, you shouldn't. Fucking cunt. Eat my green plumber shit. Yes, smart.
Okay.
Oh, what a scream though.
That's what made me jump.
What a scream.
It's like a
We're not
quack.
dead.
Oh.
I'm stuck.
You're as good as dead
Oh god,
then.
do you think the nun's coming? Oh! Fuck, they have to go past the ladybird. Don't wake it up. Don't wake it up. Oh, look what you gone and done. Look what you gone and done. Right, come on, quick, murder it, murder it. Come on, little hobbit. I'm going to take you into the woods where you can touch my staff. Star. I got you that strawberry sauce.
Get this over with, I guess.
Okay.
Let's get this over with, I guess. Sounds like my wedding night. Rat-tat, rat-tat-tat, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat, rat-tat-tat-tat. Rat-tat-tat, rat-tat, rat-tat-tat. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. By study it more, do you think he means he wants to fuck it? Does he wants to fuck a carrot, doesn't he? I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't? I mean, I guess everyone shoved a carrot up their arse before, haven't they? But who's actually cut a hole in a carrot and fucked it? This guy's going to find out what that's like. And maybe we will as well. We will as well. We're not sick. It's science. It's so good. It's so good. Apparently murdering somebody on your first date doesn't go down very well. Oh, they're so friendly. Either that or they're giving off poison. Poison to candles. What kills candles? Well, fire, I guess, actually. But they're not burning plants, so maybe it's not poison. What have we got here? Fuck off. Purple blotches are breaking out on the backs of your hands. What if we pop them in someone's mouth? Boobies. Mannequin boobies. We'll touch them. Mannequins can't say no. This is Rusty. That's how she finds her prey. She goes out on a winter's night. I don't hear from her for hours on end. Turns out she's in the bushes stalking unsuspecting victims. I mean, that's why I married her, though. Drop it on this rune. Okay, nothing happened. Nothing happened. It must be safe. Let's go. Oh, it wasn't safe. It wasn't. The mushroom lied.
Guys, help! Help me! How do I get up? Kevin! Kevin! He just stood there and watched! He just stood there and watched, you son of a...
Fart on an old lady. 2 if you can. And the women, you'll be beating them off with a shitty stick. So, hey, have you got a favourite joke? They're asking. Do you know any jokes?
Why is a cat on a cat?
Why is a cat on a cat? I don't know. Why is a cat on a cat?
Because it's on a cat.
Oh, I see. Freedom wagon. I'm going to be freeing her from her virginity. It appears to be made of pure gold. Anything interesting on the back? Anything interesting on its bum? No. No, hawks typically don't have very interesting bums. Not being silly, am I?
It's just because of my movement. It's just because of the character's movement.
It does look... Oh, I see, though. It's still... It scared me a bit.
Oh no, this is still the same room. It's just...
Oh my god!
Oh my god. Are you okay?
Did you press to clip it?
Yeah, of course I did.
Before you comforted me.
Yeah. Right, there's the nearest... Oh god. Just lick put the juice, alright? Right, can we make this jump with our dragon? No. Any flowers over the river? No, they haven't grown back yet. Forest of hope, my ass. Forest of disappointment. That's what this is. Don't play with fireworks. He's pointing it at me. Oh, cockroaches. It's not the kind of cock Claire was after today. I missed him. Oh, there's another one! Every man I've met wants my meat. They can't help themselves.
Know where to find me.
They're like something in such a small portion has got to be good.
Exactly.
It's just like fine dining, isn't it?
No hard feelings,
You
guys.
get a tiny bit of meat
If
on a
you're cool with
plate,
Petra,
but it's the
you're
best
cool with
ever.
us.
That's what I'm
So
packing.
why don't we just
That's what I'm
forget about
packing.
all this?
I didn't think there were dogs on this train. That's my emotional support animal. Why are you so emotional? Well, it's rage. Rage is the emotion I'm feeling, and I need the dog to assist me. Come on, pussy. Oh, God. Alright. You've had your swing. The chairs are for people who live here. Alright? Not you freeloading chair sitters. Excuse me. Hadvar. He's gone. He was a ghost. He was a ghost the whole time.
The button. Just press it.
You press it.
You press
I'm
it.
holding on.
I can't get the angle. Alright, look. I'm holding on. Oh my god, just press the button! Oh god! Yes!
No!
Yes! No, it didn't do anything!
Oh, what? There you go. Don't worry about the plate coming out the sink. It is clean. It is clean. And some people like a juicy burger. And a juicy burger is just a wet burger, so you can't complain about a wet plate. A fish shits out my trophy. I'm not sure I want it now. Come on, Sam, let's go.
Oh, fuck me.
There's no time for that. And then you see the kid there, their mouth wide open because they're snoring away in their sleep. He's like, were you going to shit in my kid's mouth? Yeah. Yeah, I was. Are you going to shit in my kid's mouth? Fucking hell. Hello, friends. Sorry, I get carried away watching my own clips and drinking tea. And I forget that I'm actually supposed to be doing shit. Hello. Today, we're back. We're going to read what we're reading today. Boom! Temple of Terror. Shit in my kid's mouth. Yeah. Oh, shit in any kid's mouth. That's how they've got to learn. Kids these days, they lack discipline. And I'm going to give it to them. One shit at a time. But the thing is, I shit quite a lot. I could discipline quite a lot of kids in a day, actually. I'd be very good at it. I should hire out my services. I'd be like super nanny. But I'd be like, I know, super shit nanny. I don't know. We need a catchy name. Anyway, we're doing Temple of Terror today. Let's see what the back of the book says. It says here, the dark, twisted power of the young Malbordus is reaching its zenith. I don't know who or what Malbordus is. All he needs, I could have read on, it's a he. All he needs now is to retrieve the 5 dragon artifacts, which have been hidden for centuries in the lost city of Vatos, somewhere in the Desert of Skulls. Ooh. Each day that passes brings him closer to them, and only you, me, can stop him. My mission is to reach the lost city before Malbordus and destroy the treasure he seeks. Wow, I keep it myself? I could be all powerful, couldn't I? But beware, each step you take leads you closer to your doom. Well, let's see how we get on with this. What did we do last time? I haven't burned it. We did this last time, Beneath Nightmare Castle. We died 4 times in an hour in this one. The first one was in like 5 minutes, and it was absolute bullshit. This book, bullshit. It's gone. We're going to read Temple of Terror today and see how we get on. I've not tried this one before, so we'll see. We don't know necessarily what wrong turns there are, because we haven't made any turns yet. But let us turn to the beginning. So our inventory, we start off as normal with a sword, with leather armor, and with 10 provisions, which is good actually. I say as usual. I don't think we start with any provisions in Beneath Nightmare Castle. We had nothing because it was all taken from us. We were captured at the very beginning. But with this one, we've got some good shit to start with. So hopefully we won't need to use it all straight away. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Background. That's where we are. So, perhaps it's because he was born during a full moon with wolves howling around his mother's forest hut that Malbordus' nature was evil. Perhaps it was something more sinister than that. But it's certain that after his mother abandoned him, Malbordus grew up in Darkwood Forest in the care of dark side elves. He didn't have much of a chance then, did he? Even if he wasn't born evil, he's been brought up in Darkwood Forest by dark side elves. Nature versus nurture, isn't it? There's the proof. Malbordus, he could have turned out very different if he just had one shit in his mouth as a toddler. He was taught the elves' wicked ways, and also discovered powers of his own. He could make plants wither and die simply by snapping his fingers. That's cool. He could make animals obey him with his piercing gaze. The elves urged him on and helped him develop his powers so that they could teach him the arcane and evil magic of the ancient elf lords. Magic so vile and powerful that it kills unworthy users. In pursuit of such evil powers, Malbordus grew into manhood. In order to prove to the elves that he was ready to receive the elf lord's knowledge, he first had to pass a test. He was ordered to journey south to the Desert of Skulls and find the lost city of Vatos. In the city were hidden 5 dragon artifacts. We know that, we read the back of the book. Which he would have to find and collect. A simple incantation would bring the dragons to life to serve the forces of evil. Malbordus would then instruct them to fly back to Darkwood Forest, where a massive army would be assembling. He would receive the ancient powers and lead the hordes of chaos across Alancia in an unstoppable wave of death and destruction. Fuck me, this guy. This guy's bad news. It was only by a stroke of luck that these terrible plans were discovered. On the edge of Darkwood Forest lived a strange old wizard named Jastromo. Oh, we've met him before in another book, I think. Something of an eccentric, he lived alone in his tower, practicing simple magic and communicating with animals and birds. He was always willing to sell small magic items so that he could afford to have brought to him delicious cakes from all over Alancia. So he'll do anything for a jammy dodger then, this guy. He'll suck your dick for a donut. That's why he lives on the edge of Darkwood Forest, because, you know, the cops don't like going around that area, so he's not going to get busted for hustling on a street corner. His sweet tooth was the cause of his only link with the outside world, as he rarely left his tower. It was therefore much to everyone's surprise that he came huffing and puffing into the village of Stonebridge. What could possibly have forced old Jastromo to venture through Darkwood Forest to Stonebridge? All the dwarfs who lived there were eager to find out, and a message was sent to Gillibrand, their king. After the rigours of a recent quest, you are resting in Stonebridge, enjoying the merry company of the dwarfs. Your wounds are almost healed, and the local blacksmith has honed the blade of your sword as only dwarfs can. Resting on a porch with your feet up on the railing, you're intrigued by the commotion in front of you in the village square. Followed by a throng of inquisitive dwarfs, Jastromo climbs the stone steps of Gillibrand's house and is warmly greeted at the top by the king. The crowd falls silent when Gillibrand raises his hand, and Jastromo turns to speak. You slide out of your chair and join the crowd to hear what the wizard has to say. With a glum expression, his face almost as long as his beard. Well, I mean, we've got no reference for that. We've not been told how long his beard is. That's ruined my immersion. We can't read this anymore. Let's read a decent book. How about this one, Terror of the Ice Pirate? You can buy this on Amazon. I wrote that one. It's a good one. It's not bad. There's better. This might be better. We'll find out. Anyway, Jastromo relates the bad news concerning Malbordus. The dwarfs look up apprehensively, as though expecting the 5 dragons to descend upon them at any moment. He calls on them to show courage, saying, "Friends, look on the bright side. At least we are warned by our impending doom. Thanks to my pet crow who overheard the conversation between the dark elves and Malbordus." I wonder why they've written dwarfs but not dwarves, and they've written elves and not elves. I mean, I don't know fantasy grammar, but it seems like there should be one. It should be one with a f or a v. I don't know. What we must now do is find somebody who can reach the lost city before Malbordus and destroy the dragon artifacts. We need a fearless young warrior who is willing to risk life and limb to save us all. Is there one among you who would volunteer? And he wants a young person. I'm out. I'm out. I'm old, my bones are creaking. My hair is whitening. Each dwarf looks around to see if another has dared to accept the challenge. Standing there, watching the worried dwarfs, you realise that there is only one thing you can do. With a wry smile on your face, you raise your arm in the air. Hello, me, I'll do it, and offer your services. Nostromo sees you and says, haven't I seen you somewhere before? I said that. Never mind, you look like the kind of person we want. Make way for our brave volunteer. We must leave for my tower immediately. Come along, let's be off. You have a lot to learn, but I cannot teach you much until we are safely through Darkwood Forest and inside my laboratory. You hardly have time to cram your belongings into your backpack before the impatient wizard leads you out of Stonebridge towards his tower on the southern edge of Darkwood Forest. Why is he so keen to get me on my own, though? Is it going to be like Nostromo fixed it for me? Is that where this is headed? I don't like it. I don't like it. We've got a picture of him as we turn to section 1. There he is. That's Nostromo. He looks like a kindly old fella, doesn't he? In his shell suit, he wouldn't put a finger up my bum, would he? I hope not. I hope not. Right. For an old man, Nostromo is surprisingly sprightly. You cross Red River and the ploughed fields beyond, and soon reach the edge of the forest. Nostromo still doesn't stop. He takes a narrow path leading into the dark wall of trees. The light fades. Branches and knotted roots obstruct the twisting path and make the walk very tiring. You ask Nostromo why he seems unconcerned about the possibility of being attacked by forest monsters. He chuckles and tells you that his magic is well known and respected by all the creatures for miles around. None would dare challenge Nostromo. After spending a peaceful night in the forest, you reach Nostromo's tower by mid-morning the next day. You follow him up the spiral staircase to a large room at the top of the tower. Shelves, cupboards and cabinets line the walls and are filled with bottles, jars, books, boxes and all manner of strange artifacts. Nostromo slumps down into his old oak chair, by now looking quite tired from the long journey. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a fragile pair of gold-rimmed spectacles. After placing them on his nose, he peers at you over the top of them, and you feel quite unnerved by his piercing gaze. Finally, he says, anybody who would hope to defeat Malbordus must certainly know a little magic. You look bright enough to learn some, but I don't think you have time to absorb the 10 spells I would like to teach you. By the way, I would like you to know how privileged you are to learn my magic, but a crisis is a crisis. Now, let's get on with it. What spell shall I teach you? You have the choice. Oh man, we have to choose. How many can we choose? It doesn't say here, but we've got the choice of Open Door, Creature Sleep, Magic Arrow, Language, Read Symbols, Light, Fire, Jump, Detect Trap, and Create Water. So it says here to make your choice, turn to 34. So I wonder there, is it going to tell me how many choices I can make? Ahaha, I see. It says here, choose any of the following spells. You'll be sent back to this reference after having learned a spell. As soon as you've learned 4 spells, turn to 180. Okay, so our spells, we've got 10 to choose from. We can have 4. We can learn Open Door, could be useful. Creature Sleep could be useful. Magic Arrow, that could be useful. Language, pretty useful. Read Symbols could be useful. Light could be useful. Fire, I mean that's just dangerous light, isn't it? But could be useful. Jump, I could do that without magic, but it could be useful. Detect Trap, that could be useful. And Create Water, not gonna lie guys, that could be useful. That could be, right, I think let's start with Read Symbols. I think would be a good one, because these are like ancient artifacts in a lost, forgotten city. You gotta think that maybe there's like some hieroglyphs or some shit going on there. So let's turn to 39. Was it 391? Yeah, 391 to learn Read Symbols. 391. Nostromo explains that his Read Symbols spell will allow the user to read any runes or magic symbols. He tells you the incantation necessary to cast the spell and says that virtually no energy is required to cast it. Only 1 stamina point is lost each time it is used. Oh, okay. Right, let's add that to our list then. Add it to our inventory. Read symbol. And I'll put 1 stamina. 1 stum. That's what I've put. There you go, there's the proof. I have. Read symbol. Okay, so return to 34. What shall we pick next? What's a good spell? Detect Trap, I think, could be quite useful. I'm going to go for Detect Trap, 342. Let's see. Nostromo explains that his Detect Trap spell will forewarn you of any dangerous trap which might be laid before you. Although you still have to overcome the problem using your own initiative. Well, what's the point then? He tells you the incantation necessary to cast the spell and says that each time you use it, you will drain 2 stamina points of energy. Okay. So we've got Read Symbol at 1 and Detect Trap. And that was at 2 stamina. Not happy about this. Not happy about the drain these spells would put on me. Right, we've got another 2 spells to choose. I think Creature Sleep could be useful. Nostromo explains that his Creature Sleep spell will put to sleep any humanoid creature. He tells you the incantation necessary to cast the spell and says that it hardly drains your energy at all, merely by 1 stamina point each time you use it. Okay, now we're talking. I wonder if any of these do 0 stamina. Probably not. What do I go for? Creature Sleep. Creature Sleep. And that was 1 stamina. Okay. And then one more spell. What do we pick? We've got Open Door, Magic Arrow, Language, Light, Fire, Jump, or Create Water. I'm gonna go for Open Door. Yes, Nostromo explains that his Open Door spell will open any locked door. He tells you the incantation necessary to cast a spell. Says it will not drain your energy too much. 2 stamina points to open a door, but we can put a humanoid creature to sleep for only 1 stamina. That's bullshit. That's what that seems. But still, we've made our choice. Right or wrong, we've got 4 spells. We may or may not use them. We may not even get a chance to use them. We might die before we use them. But we'll find out. We'll find out the hard way. I suppose that's how things tend to go in this book. We always find out things the hard way. Right, so after you've learned 4 spells, turn to 180. I will. Nostromo, are you proud of me at how quick I picked up the magic? I could probably learn another 1 or 2 before I have to leave. Right. The old wizard looks at you solemnly and says, "Every minute is vital. You must begin your journey immediately. Without doubt, Malbordus will learn of your mission to thwart him and may send an assassin or 2 after you. My crow will lead you as far as Catfish River. From there you can either take a river vessel to Port Blacksand and then a sailing ship south, or journey overland to the Desert of Skulls. A grim task is ahead of you, but our thoughts will be with you, thoughts and prayers." Nostromo leads you back down the spiral staircase and out into the open. Suddenly, he gives a shrill whistle. A large crow immediately swoops down from the top of the tower and settles on his shoulder. "Now, Crow, guide our friend as far as Catfish River, and make sure you keep a good lookout. The last thing we want is an ambush on our own doorstep." You shake hands with Nostromo and reassure him that you will destroy the dragons of Vatos before Malbordus can attain his evil goal. He smiles and hands you a pouch containing 25 gold pieces. Oh, how exciting. I'm going to add that to the list now. Look at that. We're rolling in it. What's that for? It's hush money. He's buying my silence because of what he did to me up in that tower. Nostromo, you dirty, dirty wizard. He then commands his crow to fly south. The crow squawks and flies off. You hurry after it, turning just once to wave goodbye to old Nostromo. Walking through the tall grasses, a shiver runs down your spine at the thought of Malbordus' assassins coming after you. You travel steadily south, only deviating twice to circumvent danger spotted by the crow. 3 hours later, you arrive at the banks of Catfish River at a point where it is spanned by a rope bridge. An old barge is moored to a jetty beneath the bridge, and you see several rough-looking characters unloading sacks. They're just unloading their sacks into the river, just in broad daylight. They don't care if any kids walk by. Dirty bastards. I think we've got a picture of these guys, actually. Shall we have a look? 180. There they are. There's the rope bridge, and there's the rough-looking characters unloading their sacks. What are they doing? If you wish to buy your passage on the barge, turn to 213, or if you wish to cross the bridge, turn to 23. I mean, do we want to take a boat, or do we want to go the overland route? I think a boat would be easier, wouldn't it? That way we save our energy for fighting and stuff. Yeah, let's buy passage. We've got 25 gold. We've just picked up, so let's do that. 213. After watching the crow fly back towards Nostromo's tower, you follow the path to the jetty and walk confidently up to the first crewman you come to. You ask to talk to the captain. He eyes you suspiciously, and after a long pause says, "Follow me." He leads you onto the barge and knocks hesitantly on one of the cabin doors. A gruff voice shouts, "Enter." Was that gruff enough? I don't know. I don't think I can't do manly voices, guys. The crewman opens the door and gestures at you to enter the cabin. You stride into the cabin and see a stocky man dressed in clothes that have seen better times. He asks you your business, and you tell him that you wish to buy your passage to Port Blacksand. "Anybody who would pay to get to the City of Thieves must be either desperate or insane," he says, laughing. "Ha ha ha ha. It will cost you 5 gold pieces. If you wish to pay the captain his asking price, turn to 67, or we can haggle. I mean, we've got plenty of gold. I don't think we need to haggle now and risk failing this early on. I will pay the 5 gold and turn to 67. We better update our gold. Maybe we need a little gold counter as well as our little stats along the bottom. We don't really get enough gold to do that. I don't know. The captain smiles as you hand him the gold and tells you he hopes you will enjoy the river journey. You shake hands and walk out of the cabin. Turn to 102. The barge is neither very large nor designed for paying passengers, but you find a coil of thick rope on which to lie. After your long walk, you're soon sound asleep, and do not wake until one of the crew taps you on the shoulder to say that Port Blacksand is in sight. You stand up and watch the sinister-looking city grow larger as you approach. 10 minutes later, you pass under a great arch to enter the city walls. The crew soon have the barge moored, obeying the frantic orders of the captain, who is obviously eager to load up his waiting cargo and leave before nightfall. You bid them all farewell and set about looking for a place to stay the night. The shadows start to lengthen as you walk through the narrow streets and alleyways. Suddenly, an old man in tattered clothes jumps out of a doorway and says, "Looking for a bed, stranger? I know a good place that offers room, soup, and bread for only 1 gold piece. If you're interested, follow me." I mean, I don't know. Some crazy old man has just jumped out of the shadows at me and offered me his bed. And what kind of soup is it? Nut soup? Is it? And what kind of bread is it? Penis bread? No. 1 gold piece, though. It's quite a bargain. I don't know. So we can pay and follow the old man, or keep looking on our own. I think I would rather keep looking on my own. Thank you all the same, old man. I've just dodged one old man's wandering hands. Where are we going? 379. Looking up, you see a road sign indicating that you are in Clog Street. You walk down it all the way until it ends at a T-junction where it meets Harbour Street, which runs parallel to the shore. You look out to sea and watch the setting sun sink slowly beneath the horizon. Darkness envelops you, and you wonder where to go next. At the end of the street to your left, there are lights shining in windows, and you can just hear the sounds of singing and laughter. You decide to head towards the lights, and soon find yourself outside the Black Lobster Tavern. You walk through the doorway into a smoke-filled room where seedy-looking characters sit at crowded tables, laughing, joking, and singing. You walk straight up to the barman and ask if he has a room for rent. Luckily, there is one available. You pay him 1 gold piece for the room and ask if he knows of any ships which may be sailing south the next morning. "I might do," he replies cagily. "But information does not come free in Port Blacksand. Another gold piece and I'll introduce you to the ship's mate. Once again, you reach into your pocket and pay the barman. He leads you over to one of the booths along the far wall of the tavern and points out a man with a silk scarf tied over his bald head and an ugly scar running down from his left ear to the middle of his chin. Gargo is his name, says the barman. You sit down next to Gargo, introduce yourself, and ask if you can buy your passage south. 10 gold pieces, and you'll have to work for your food, comes the curt reply. Gargo does not look like a man to bargain with, so you agree to pay his price. We set sail 1 hour after sunrise. The name of the ship is the Belladonna, and you'll find her at the end of the jetty leading down from the tavern. I'll see you in the morning. I'm going back to the ship now, says Gargo. You decide not to get involved with any of the tavern's characters, but to retire to your room. You stand up and walk towards the stairs, but a large man carrying 3 flasks of ale bumps into you, spilling the drinks on the floor. If you wish to offer to buy him more ale, turn to 124. If you'd rather tell him not to be so clumsy, turn to 203. I mean, hang on, because we're pissing our gold away here. We had to pay 2 to the barman, didn't we? And 10 to Gargo, so that we're only on 8 gold right now. And if we offer to buy this guy another round, I'm like, how much does an ale go for? Let's see. I stand up and I walk towards the stairs. So it's not like I've stood up and I've turned into him. So it's not like it was my fault. He needs to watch where he's going. He bumped into me. I didn't bump into him. Don't be so clumsy. There we go. Decision made. I've got to save my money. 203. Let's see. Is this a bad call? We'll find out. 203. 203. I'll show you who's clumsy, snarls the short-tempered man as he smashes the flask into your face. Lose 1 stamina point. If you wish to fight the man, turn to 45. If you'd rather save your anger from our borders and make your way to your room, turn to 251. So he smacked us in the face. I mean, we could take him in a fight, I'm pretty sure. But do we want the aggro? I mean, I don't know. Do I look like a bitch? No. Let's see. I'm thinking. I don't know what to do. Evening, Jedi. How are you? What would you do? I've told the guy he's clumsy. I didn't call him a cunt or anything. And he smacked me in the face with a flask. I mean, would you fight him or would you go to bed? Anyway, I hope you're doing well, mate. I hope you do well. I'm doing alright, by the way. I'm doing alright. I've got a massive cup of tea. Look at the size of it compared to my face. Look at this. And bear in mind, I've got like a normal-sized human head. You know, it's not. I haven't got like an excessively large head or tiny head. But yeah, no, it's a decent size, isn't it? It's basically 2 normal-sized mugs. 2 normal-sized mugs. Let's fight the man. Fuck that guy. We're fighting him. Your burly opponent is a pirate, well practiced in swordsmanship. He quickly draws his cutlass from its scabbard as the eager crowd forms a circle around you. Oh, okay, well, let's get to the combat then. So his skill is 9, ours is 12, so we outskill him by what, 3? So +3 combat buton, let's see, ba-ba-da-ba. You win! He's got stamina 8, so we need to hit him 4 times, so 3 more times. Let's go. There's 1. Oh, we lose. Oh, shit me. Down 2 stamina. And another win. And 1 more win will do it. Boom. Dead. If you win, turn to 166. I will, because I did. I did win. The crowd does not stop you untying the leather pouch which is hanging from the dead pirate's neck. You leave the murmuring onlookers and climb the stairs to your room, where you lock yourself in. You open the pouch and find 2 gold pieces and a large pearl. I'm a pretty good narrator. Thanks, man. Thanks. Well, you know, it's a lot of practice sitting up here chatting shit. And it's easier when there's words in front of you, isn't it? It's easier when there's words in front of you. Anyway, how have you been? I hope you've been very good. I hope you've been well. 10. So we've got 10 gold now because we got 2 from him, and there was a pearl. I don't know if that's going to be any good to us, but we've got it now. You settle down to sleep and wake at dawn after a restless night. To your disgust, you find that you're covered with inflamed bites from the bed bugs in your straw mattress. Wasting no more time in inhospitable black lobster, you make your way down the jetty to the Belladonna, which you see, oh fuck, is flying the skull and crossbones, the flag of a pirate ship. I've just killed one of their guys. Walking cautiously up the gangplank, you step aboard the ship. Fuck, we're in trouble now. I know, I've been a bit patchy doing this myself, to be honest. You know, life sort of gets in the way, but I am endeavouring to continue with my Tuesday nights. But you know, I've got a lot of stuff on. You know, I've just had the second book published, second in the series of Rusty's adventure game books. That's The Secret of Dragon's Blood. It's not bad. We played through them both actually, back to back the other weekend. It was quite fun.
Shut up.
Jedi, you know what, mate? You fight
Jedi, piss off, mate. Do you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm out. Goodbye.
Evening. How are you? Let's see how we're getting on. We've just killed a pirate, and now it turns out the ship that we've bartered passage aboard is a pirate ship. Hopefully he was from a rival crew though. Or maybe, like, I'm the captain now. We'll find out. You walk around the ship until you find Gargo. He tells you that one of his gunners was killed in a tavern brawl last night, and you will have to take his place. I killed him then. About to start a workout. Well, have a good one. I'm doing well, mate. I'm doing well. Can't complain, thanks. Your job will be to load cannonballs during battle. You're taken below deck and shown your hammock. Soon, the Belladonna sets sail, and you're pleased that you are at last heading south. In mid-afternoon, there's a sudden shout from the crow's nest. Ship on the starboard bow! The ship is suddenly bustling with the crew running about their duties. The captain shouts his orders, and everybody runs to their battle stations. Wondering who the enemy might be, you take your place at your cannon. You hear the bad news that the enemy is a man-of-war, and not a merchant ship. Noise suddenly erupts all around as the man-of-war's cannonballs smash into the Belladonna. The order is given to fire, but you realise that the Belladonna is no match for the battleship. In the course of the fierce battle, the Belladonna starts to sink, and you fear for your life. Roll 2 dice. If the number is the same or greater than your skill, turn to 187. If the total is less than your skill, turn to 308. Well, our skill is 12, and if we're rolling 2, we're not going to get greater, but let's go. Boom! We rolled 9, so we are less than our skill. Turn to 308. 308. As the ship starts to sink, all the cannon crew run towards the wooden steps that lead to the upper deck. You are one of the first to reach the steps and manage to get on deck just as the ship goes underwater. If you wish to grab a piece of the masthead and drift away from the man-of-war, turn to 293. If you wish to swim towards the man-of-war, turn to 230. Oh, fuck, I don't know. Because I could, like, pretend I was a prisoner of the pirates or something, and maybe these guys are still heading south. But maybe I just need to get the fuck out of here. Let's swim away, but keep our finger in here in case we want to rewind and say that never happened. The scene of the battle gradually fades from view as you drift away, clinging to the masthead. You drift for 2 days and become very weak. Roll 2 dice, oh my god, and deduct the total from your stamina. Fuck me. So deduct it. Oh, that's not bad. Could have been worse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Deduct it from our stamina. If you're still alive, turn to 272. We are still alive. On the 3rd day, you finally sight land, and the current carries you towards the shore. Fortunately, you're washed up on a sandy beach, but you realise you have drifted a long way south. It's hot, and your mouth is parched. All you can see is sand, and the desert landscape stretches as far as the horizon. Test your luck. If you're lucky, turn to 78. If you're unlucky, turn to 352. Well, Thing is, we're not skipping luck rolls these days, guys. We've moved up a bit from the very, very easy mode that we used to do, but we have got max luck, so we are gonna, even if we test it, we will still pass because we have to get 12 or under on 2 dice. So we'll reduce our luck point by 1 and say yes, this time we are lucky, and we'll turn to 78. 78. Not far along the beach, you see a line of palm trees and make your way over to them. You find 2 coconuts on the beach and break them open with your sword. After gulping down the milk, you devour the soft white flesh inside the shell and lie down in the shade to rest. Add 3 stamina points. Thank you, I will. Checking through your belongings, you find that seawater has seeped through the wax paper wrappings of your provisions. Roll 1 die and reduce your provisions by the number rolled. If the number rolled is 3 or greater, lose 1 luck point as well. Fucking hell, this is a bit harsh. You haven't done the Ice Pirate one yet? Oh, mate. It's actually recently had a bit of a revision, just to make it a little easier. It was a bit tough in places, but you've got a hard mode. But still, it's I think it's good. I appreciate you picking it up. But the second one, Dragon's Blood, is its own story, but it does sort of continue a bit of a behind-the-scenes story that started in Ice Pirate. And then in book 3 we'll continue further, and then everything finally culminates in book 4. Exciting times. So we've got to roll 1 dice. Fuck, and we lose 4 provisions. That's pretty harsh, because that equates to 16 health that we could have restored. Exactly, mate, exactly. The new one has a fancier looking character sheet as well, because I sort of redid it for the second book, but it's all the same boxes, they just look nicer. We also rolled more than 3, so we lose a luck point as well. That's pretty harsh. This game is pretty harsh. When you at last feel fit enough to walk, you stand up and decide which way to head. If you wish to walk east inland, turn to 327. If you'd rather walk south along the coast, turn to 151. I mean, we've really got no idea where we're going. We've got no idea where we're going, or where we are. So there's nothing here that tells me which is the best decision. So let's go inland. I don't know. 327. What have you got for us? As you walk steadily east, you're suddenly aware of a buzzing sound overhead. You look up and see 3 giant wasp-like insects hovering above your head. Suddenly, one of the 3 needle flies dives down at you. If you wish to cast a magic arrow spell, turn to 118. I don't have that. If you wish to fight the giant insects with your sword, turn to 28. We'll have to. Turn to 28. So I've got, what, 3 giant wasps? Thrusting your sword into the air, you try to cut down the giant insect while it attempts to stab you with its long sting. Fight the needleflies one at a time. Luckily, we massively outskill these guys. So the first one has skill of 5 and stamina of 6. So we are... I don't even have a Buton for the difference in our skills, so we'll have to go for the highest one I've got. He's got stamina 6. We need to hit him 3 times. Doing a lot of coding lately. You're planning a change of career. Oh, really? What are you looking to change into? Ping. We lose. Oh my goodness. At that level. So we take a couple of hits. It's okay, because we'll get a boom, 1 hit, 2 hits, and 3 hits. First one's down. The second one, stamina of 7 and a skill of 6, so he's slightly tougher. But so we need to hit him 4 times. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. And the last one we need to hit 3 times. And he's got a skill of 7. Sorry. So we're not on our max difference here. 1, 2, 3 wins. He's dead. If you win, was there ever any doubt? Turn to 168. You step over the grounded needle flies and continue your trek. After an hour's steady walking, you stumble upon a robed man lying face down in the sand. If you wish to stop to look inside a leather pouch clutched in the hand of the dead man, Turn to 107. Yes. Yes, I do. We're going to rob another corpse. We've already done it once today. The pouch contains nothing except a small golden key. You slip it into your pocket and continue your trek. Okay, that's good. We've got a small golden key. We've also got the open door spell, so does it even matter that we've found this key? I don't know. We're writing it down anyway. We've got a small gold key on our inventory. So now we turn to 10, continuing our trek. In the shimmering haze of the desert heat, you suddenly see a shape moving towards you. As it grows nearer, you see that it is somebody riding a camel. We can see that. Look, there they are. There they are. If you wish to speak to this desert rider, turn to 99. If you'd rather lie low and wait until the rider has passed by, they're not going to be dangerous, are they? There'd be loads of them if it was like a group of bandits, wouldn't it? Software related. Gonna top up your dip here to bisc. BSc Computer Science is the plan. Oh, through Open University for qualifiers. That sounds pretty good, man. That sounds pretty good. Anything computers and software seems to be the way to go. Seems to be the way to go. Let's talk to this person, shall we? What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? On seeing you, the desert rider draws his sword and brings his camel to a halt. You call out, saying that you do not wish to fight him. You learn that he's on his way to join a merchant's caravan. You ask him if he has any water to spare, and he offers to sell you a canister, but not for money. Oh no, what am I gonna have to do to this guy in the desert? If you can and wish to trade either a silver button or a pearl, I've got a pearl for a canister of water. Yes, let's do that. The thing is that there's nothing here. That we've got one option. It says just after we can do that if we want, and then after bidding farewell to the desert rider, you set off east once again. So does it even matter if we get rid of the pearl or not, or should we add the canister? We should add the water to our list. So we're swapping the pearl. Canister of water. Bottled water. Turn to 257. Quite unexpectedly, the wind starts to blow and the sky grows dark. The wind becomes a howling gale and whisks up the sand, making it almost impossible to see. You're stranded in the middle of a sandstorm. Lose 2 stamina points and test your luck. Oh my god. Okay, so let's remove the luck point now and test it. We are lucky. We are lucky. Turn to 129. Good fortune, eh? When the sandstorm finally dies down, you see a shining object protruding from the sand. You reach down, tug on the object, and discover that it's a brass handbell. You place it in your backpack and press on east. We've got a brass handbell. Well. Brass handbell. Right, we turn to 26 now. As the day draws on, your thirst becomes almost unbearable. If you possess a water canister, yes, we do. Turn to 217. And if we have the create water spell, which we didn't pick, we could have used that as well. But luckily, we traded the pearl. It's a good thing we killed that pirate then. Oh, mate, thank you very much. Oh, I appreciate it, man. I did sort of have them to start at the beginning, so I guess we're sort of out of the however long you get no ads for period. But thanks, mate. Appreciate that. And enjoy your no ads. Right, we had a water canister. Lucky us. So we turn to 217. You take a gulp of delicious water, savouring the brief moment when your mouth does not feel as dry as the desert sand all around you. The afternoon sun continues to beat down relentlessly, its intensity causing shimmering waves of heat to rise from the parched sand. You resist the temptation to finish off the water, and you press on. On we press. Half an hour later, you see a low brown tent, which you recognise as the type used by desert nomads. A horse is tethered to one of the tent pegs. If you wish to make contact with the Nomad, turn to 196. If you'd rather head south to avoid... No, we're going to make contact. We're going to steal his horse. We're going to steal his horse. That's my plan. Even if it's not an option in the book, we're doing it. We're role-playing, guys. You are no more than 10 meters from the tent when suddenly the flap is thrown back by a fat bearded man in yellow robes, his fingers adorned with ornate gold rings. He does not attempt to threaten you, but beckons you inside his tent. We've got a picture of this guy. Where is he? 196. There he is. There he is. Stranger, you look in need of a rest. Please accept my hospitality. I may even tempt you to buy some of my exotic wares. Sensing no apparent danger, you step inside his tent and squat down on top of a rug. The Nomad, whose name you learn is Abjul, gives you food and water and makes you feel much stronger. Add 4 stamina points. Oh man, I feel like we're making good decisions today. I'm quite pleased. Abjul then smiles and says, "Now, what will you buy, my friend?" He goes into great raptures about all the goods he has to sell, which you finally learn are as follows. He's got a lot of stuff. We've got 10 gold. We can't afford a lot of stuff. He's got sealing wax, an onyx egg, an ivory beetle charm, a bracelet of mermaid scales. That sounds pretty fancy. A silver mirror, a crystal key, an ebony face mask, and a bone flute. Well, I'll tell you what, straight away I'm getting the bracelet of mermaid scales and the bone flute for a total of 5 gold. That's my decision. Bracelet of mermaid. Learn how to spell. Scales. And a bone flute. I got a bone flute you can blow on. Whee. Oh look, bracelet of mermaid scales goes off the page. Goes off the page. Don't worry. Don't worry. Just make it bigger. There we go. It's fixed. It's fixed. Right, get out of here, inventory. If you can and wish to buy any of Abjul's goods, I've done that. Abjul then tells you he thinks Vatos lies in the southern part of the Desert of Skulls, and you decide to take his advice. I mean, that's not really advice, is it? That's just giving me knowledge. His advice wasn't, I think you should go south. Anyway, we set off south. 389. 389. 389. Oh no. I mean, have a look at this. What's at 389? Tell me what the fuck you think that's supposed to be. Not long after the tent is out of sight, you begin to feel a slight tremor in the ground beneath your feet. Suddenly the sand starts to shift before you. It rises into the air and then falls down in a great cascade to expose the long body of a huge worm. You realise with horror that a giant sandworm is about to engulf you with its spiked oval mouth. It is at least 20 meters long and you must fight it. Don't put your dick in there. I mean, it's got to put my everything in there. My god, its skill is 10, its stamina is 20. We've got to get 10 hits on this thing. It doesn't even give us the option to use any of our spells. Like, even if we had fire, which we don't. Fuck. Okay, well, looks like we're dying here. Right, combat. We outskill it by 2, luckily, and we need to hit it 10 fucking times. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's go. That's 1 hit. 1 hit to us. You win. 2 hits to us. It's so far so good. Oh, you lose. Right, we've got 2 hits though. 3 hits. Oh no. 4 hits. 5 hits. Oh no. 6 hits. 7 hits. 8 hits. No! Only 2 more. 9 hits. 1 more. Yes! Oh my god, look at that. And look, we got 12 stamina left. We're doing alright. Maybe we should use some of those provisions though. How many have we got? 6. So should we use like... Should we use 2 of them? 2 of them right now? I'm going to use 2 of them. That's the wrong one. Boom, boom, boom. So it takes us down to 4 provisions and add 8 health back on. Man, good for us. We fucked him up. We fucked him up. Oh, I didn't. There we go. That's adding 8 back on. Right, if you win, we did. Turn to 18. Jobs are good, and indeed. You chip off one of the sandworm's teeth, which may be useful as a weapon. Oh, I've just got rid of my inventory. Sandworm tooth, then. Sandworm tooth. Okay, man, we've got a lot of shit today. You tuck it into your belt and continue south. You walk steadily on until the sun sinks below the western horizon. Under the cloudless sky, the desert quickly becomes very cold. If you're able to cast a fire spell, we're not. If so, if you haven't learnt the spell, turn to 395. You freeze to death, game over. Can you imagine? It's so cold that you're hardly able to sleep at all during the night. Lose 3 stamina points. You're wide awake and thankful when the dawn sun rises over the horizon to heat up the desert air. As soon as it's light enough to see where you're walking, you continue your trek south. Turn to 72. The desert quickly heats up and you're soon toiling under the white sun. Not far to the west, you see what looks like a cluster of trees with large birds circling above them. If you wish to walk over to the trees, turn to 142. If you prefer to keep walking south, turn to 39. Are the birds vultures and are they circling because there's a dead body there? But they might have loot on them. It's only a short detour, isn't it? We can always carry on south after we go to the trees. I'm gonna head over to the trees. 142. 142. As you get close, you see that the trees surround a pool of water. You've found an oasis. If you wish to drink the water... Have we found an oasis though? Turn to 337. I'm going to drink some. I kept my finger in there so we can rewind. Let's read though. If the birds had been any lower in the sky, you would have recognized them as vultures, waiting for another victim to fall dead by the side of the poisoned waterhole. They circled watchfully in the sky. Once again, their patience has been rewarded. Anyway, we're going to rewind and say we didn't drink that. That never happened. 207, we walk away without drinking the water. Didn't happen. You suddenly stumble upon a large pile of rocks, partly hidden by the wind-blown sand. If you wish to inspect the rocks... Yeah, let's look at the rocks. They're not going to be poisoned, are they? So 375. As you pull away... The rocks aren't going to be poisoned, but as you pull away from the rock, a scorpion runs out from the shadow of its dark crevice and stings you on the back of the hand. Fuck's sake. Not happy about this. Lose 4 stamina points, and if you're still alive, turn to 155. You crush the scorpion under your boot and carry on, pulling away the rocks. In the middle of the rocks you find a small white cotton sack, which is tied around a spherical object. If you wish to untie the sack, turn to 349. If you wish to leave the tie... no, we're going to untie it, aren't we? What mistake can we make now? So 349. After untying the cord, you slowly pull open the cotton sack. Inside, you find a glass ball, inside which a tiny man with pointed ears and wings wearing a pea-green costume is jumping up and down in a joyous frenzy. You cannot hear his voice through the glass, but you realise that the sprite wants to escape. If you wish to release the sprite, turn to 234. If you'd rather leave the sprite in his glass prison and continue south... what was he put in jail for, though? Is he a kiddie fiddler, or was it like tax evasion? Because one of those I would leave in there, because you've got to pay your taxes. Let's release the sprite, shall we? 2, 3, 4. Don't fuck me here, game, because I haven't left my finger in there for rewinding. You tap the glass ball on one of the rocks and watch it break open like an egg. The tiny sprite flies out, rejoicing at the top of his almost inaudible high-pitched voice. He thanks you over and over again for releasing him from the entrapment spell. He sprinkles some sparkling dust on your head and says it will bring you good fortune. Add 1 luck point. Thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. He also advises you to make a headscarf out of the sack and cord to keep the sun off your head, as it's still a long way to Vatos. As you begin to tear open the sack, the sprite waves and flies away. With your head and neck protected, you stride off south. I'm wondering, I'm going to add it anyway, but we probably don't need to, but just in case. I'm going to put headscarf on here. Just in case the game wants to make a fool out of me later and ask me if I've got one. 39 is where we're going, I think, was it? Yeah. Long before noon and desperately thirsty. If you possess a water canister, we do. Turn to 63. I wonder how long it lasts for. You pour all the precious water into your mouth and gulp it down swiftly. Staring into the empty canister, you begin to regret your action. You've no choice but to carry on, but at least you feel refreshed. Oh no, we are out of water. 116. Is there somewhere we can fill it up that isn't poisoned? The sun's relentless heat beats down on you, but there's nowhere on the desolate landscape to offer you shade. Aha! If you're wearing a headscarf, turn to 289. I am. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, I'm wearing a motherfucking headscarf. I'm bringing it back. Although the heat is insufferable, your headscarf protects you from sunstroke, and you press resolutely on south. I wonder if we would have died then if we weren't... Shall we see? If you're bareheaded, let's see what that would have said. I'm just curious. No, we would have lost a skill point. That still would have been bad. Anyway, we turn to 164. Because we had a headscarf. Staring into the shimmering haze, you see a high stone wall less than half a kilometre away. Various stone towers and roofs inside the wall protrude above it. As you get closer, you see that wind-blown sand has drifted high against the wall, and that no trail or track leads to the entrance gate. This is the place. This is where we're talking about. Which is partly blocked with sand. Vatos! A voice inside you shouts. If you wish to try and open the wooden side door next to the entrance gate, turn to 382. If you can and wish to cast a jump spell, we didn't get jumped, did we? So we're going to try and open the side door next to the gate. Apparently there's a side door there. 382. Let me in, please. The door is firmly shut and will not open. If you can and wish to cast an open door spell, yes. How much did it cost me? 2 stamina though. Fuck. We're using it though. And we might have some provisions after this. So we're going to use the open door spell. Turn to 248. As you whisper the words of the open door spell with your parched mouth, the door swings slowly inwards. Deduct 2 stamina points, already did, for casting the spell. You step through and find yourself in the middle of a deserted square. Turn to 111. Looking around, you see no sign of life. On the opposite side of the square, there is a large stone archway. It seems as good a place as any to start your search for the dragon artifacts. You walk through the arch to the stone stairway, which descends to a torchlit corridor below. As you walk warily down the stone steps, you wonder where Malbordus might be. At the bottom of the steps, you see an iron casket. If you wish to open the casket, turn to 287. No, we're not doing that. I've seen the mummy. If you would rather walk south along the corridor. But what if one of the artifacts is in there? Let's have 3 more of our provisions to get us up to 22 stamina. And keep our finger here and open the casket. 287. We're doing it. We're having a look. We're having a peek. A little peek. You prise open the chest and find a polished iron helmet inside. If you wish to place the helmet on your head, turn to 97. If you'd rather leave it and walk south... Oh, we put on a helmet before in another book and it was cursed. They wouldn't do the same thing twice, would they? Would they? I'm keeping my finger in the page. We're turning to 97. We're putting the helmet on. The helmet has been made by a skillful ironsmith. It will afford you greater protection. Add 1 skill point. Ooh. Hang on. Can we do that though? Because we're on maximum skill. I don't think we can go higher than our initial skill. Let's see. Although you may be awarded additional skill, stamina and luck points, these totals may never exceed your initial scores, except on very rare occasions when you will be instructed on a particular page. I mean, it doesn't say specifically that it can go above my initials, so I guess we don't get the... But still, it's not cursed, so that's a win. That's a win. I'm going to add it to our thing anyway, in case it asks if we've got one. Under the headscarf. You'd think we'd wear the helmet on top of the headscarf, but no, we want to be a glamorous knight, don't we? We want everyone to see how stylish we are. So, intent on finding the first dragon artifact, you walk south along the corridor. Turn to 140. Oh, I don't like the look of this. I don't like the look of this. Look who's at 140. What the fuck is this? What is this? As you walk down the corridor, you suddenly feel a light tap on your shoulder. You spin around and see a horrifying creature with ragged clothes on its thin body. Its hollow eyes and mouth are filled with thick slime, which makes its voice gurgle as it whispers the word "death" in your ear. The messenger of death then disappears, but somehow you know what has happened. The messenger of death is a sadistic killer who plays games with its victims. Staying ahead of you, it will place each letter of the word death in various locations. Should you come across and read all the letters of the word, the messenger of death will reappear to revel in the sight of your life, draining away. Malbordis' assassin has given your search for artifacts an unwanted twist. So if we see all of the words, all of the letters in the word death, we're fucked. Oh my goodness, what Malbordis is a real bastard, isn't he? Like, he could have just sent some regular assassins after me, but he sent the messenger of death. Look at this. Look at this fool. Look at this guy. Why do you have to send him? Oh, I'm not happy about this. Not happy about this, Malbordis. Turn to 330. Oh, 300. That's why it makes no sense. Right, 330. The corridor ends at a T-junction. Patterned drapes hang from the ceiling to the floor on the far wall. When you pull back the drapes, turn left along the corridor or turn right. Normally, we do like a bit of a left turn in these games, but the allure of pulling back the drapes is calling to me. We're going to pull back the drapes. Let's see. You boldly throw back the drapes, half expecting a sign of death to be revealed. But there's merely a plain iron door, which when you turn the handle turns out to be unlocked. Will you open the door? Turn left or turn right? Well, we've come this far. We're opening the door. 365. Well, at 365, we met with this. You enter a dust-filled room which has dried blood smeared all over the walls. There's a bucket hanging down from the ceiling on a rope just above your head. In the wall opposite of you is another door, and in the wall to the left there's a low arch from which you can hear the sound of scratching. A huge black insect's head suddenly appears out of the dark hole, followed by a long and many-legged body. The giant centipede rushes from its lair to bite you. We've got to fight it. It has a skill of 9, so we outskill it by what? 3? It's got stamina of 7, so we've got to hit it 4 times. So, plus 3 combat. Boom! That's 1 hit. 1 out of what? 4, I'd say? 4. 2 hits. 3 hits. 4 hits! Easy mode! If you win, we didn't even take a hit. Turn to 393. That's quite pleasing. Quite pleasing. If you wish to cut down the bucket from the ceiling, turn to 60. You've got me... Like, on my real-life bucket list is owning a bucket, and now we've got our chance to get one thanks to this book. The bucket clatters to the stone floor when the rope is cut, spilling its contents, old bones, all around the room. gathering them all together, you discover that one of them has been carved into the shape of a dragon. This is one of the artifacts you've been seeking! Fuck yes! You put the carved bone in your pocket and walk over to the door on the far wall. But I'm quite pleased we found one of the dragon artifacts, but I thought we was tasked with destroying them so Malbordus couldn't get his hands on them. So why am I putting it in my pocket? Anyway, let's add it to our list. So, dragon bone carving. There we go. Let's add that. We got that. Okay, so now we walk over to the door in the far wall and we turn to 21. How's our health? It's okay. The door opens to a corridor at a T-junction. One passageway runs to the left and right of the door, and another begins immediately in front of you. You see nothing of interest, either to your left or right, and you decide to walk directly ahead. Turn to 46. Oh, I just took the choice out of my hands there then. Look at how much stuff. I don't think we've ever had such a big inventory before. We never have this much stuff. Wait, what were we turning to? 46. Yes, 46. After walking for some 50 meters, your progress is halted by a deep pit which spans the width of the corridor. We don't have the jump spell, so we are forced to jump the pit without magical aid at 259. Ooh, too far. Come back a little bit. You stand back and take a running jump over the pit. Roll 2 dice, okay? 12. If the total is same as or less than your skill, it's the same. Turn to 144. I don't know if this is a pass or a fail, but you seem to hang in the air for ages, but eventually land on the ground beyond the pit. You waste no time and continue straight on. In the gloom of the torchlit corridor, you see a horrible creature hovering in the air and blocking your path. Oh no, I actually do see it as well. There's a picture of it. There it is. Ugh. It's round with a large eye in the centre of its dark green scaly skin, which is covered with spines. The eye stinger floats towards you, trying to mesmerise you with its hypnotic gaze and sting you with its spines. If you wish to fight the killer with your sword, turn to 236. If you'd rather look through your backpack for something to use, turn to 387. I mean, what have we got in our backpack that might be useful? We have got a lot of stuff. I mean, we got the bracelet of mermaid scales, and we got the bone flute. Oh, what about the sandworm tooth? We could jab it in the eye with the sandworm tooth. Right, let's look through our backpack. I'm turning to 387. I think we've got options. I reckon we've got, because we've got a load of shit. Something must be on the list. Something must be on the list. Looking for a likely object with which to defeat the eye stinger, you must make it only works on humanoid creatures. You must make a quick decision. Will you take a mirror, a pearl, an onyx egg, or none of these? I don't have any of those. I swapped my pearl for water. So we turn to 200. Finding nothing that you might think might destroy the eye stinger, you decide to rely on cold steel and draw your sword. Turn to 236. Oh fuck, this could be a fight, guys. This could be a fight. Trying desperately to avoid the eye stinger's gaze, you cut blindly through the air with your sword. Test your luck. Oh fuck, okay. We are lucky, look at that. We could throw the bag at him. It is heavy enough. Still, we've just tested our luck. We've passed it. So if you're lucky, turn to 182. Maybe we do jab it right in the eye hole. Your thrusting sword sinks deep into the eye of your deadly adversary, sending it crashing to the floor. Sickening yellow fluid oozes out of its eyes and corrodes the stone floor, while emitting toxic vapours into the air. You hold your breath and run past the dying eye stinger. Oh my god, that was so easy. We didn't have to do a real fight at all. We just had to be lucky. 340. I can see how a mirror might have been useful against that thing. 340. Running along the corridor, you see an iron grill high up in the right-hand wall. If you wish to prise it open with your sword, turn to 295. If you'd rather walk on, turn to 157. I mean, shall we have a look? Shall we try and pry it off? 295. As you reach up to prise the grill from the wall, you notice that it's been tampered with. 2 of the vertical bars and the joining horizontal bar have been highlighted with white chalk to form a distinctive H in the centre of the grill. The messenger of death has struck. Oh no. Lose 4 stamina points and 1 luck point. Fuck me. You reach up into the recess behind the grill, but find it's merely an air vent. Oh, cursing your bad luck. You walk on. Turn to 157. Okay, we should add down the bottom here H, because we've seen the letter H in death. I'm not happy about this. Oh god. Okay, so 157. We walk on. We should have done that anyway. The corridor soon ends at a T junction. If you wish to go left, turn to 175. If you'd rather go right, no, we're going left. Now we got a chance for a left turn. Get rid of that water. Oh, I do have the canister though, so I'm just gonna empty. Empty. There we go. Because we've still got the canister, right? Right, we're gonna go left. This is our first left turn of the day. Not before time. You follow the corridor until it turns sharply to the right. On turning the corner, you see a tall reptilian creature wearing armour and holding a curved sword. The lizard man appears to be guarding some sacks that are piled up against the wall. If you can, and wish to cast a creature sleep spell, yes, turn to 232. I want to cast it. Uttering the words of the spell, you watch with amusement as the angry lizard man suddenly drops asleep sound asleep on the floor. Reduce your stamina by 1 for casting the spell, and then turn to 33. I feel like we're doing good in this. We found one of the artifacts, although we have found one of the letters of death as well. You tip open the sacks, but they contain merely spices and grain. A quick search through the lizard man's clothes produces a large iron key. Ooh. Large iron key. There we go, large iron key. Boom, boom. You slip into your shirt pocket. You move on and arrive at another T junction. If you wish to go left, yeah, let's go left again. 125. 125. Come on. The corridor soon comes to a dead end, although there's a ladder leading up through a hole in the ceiling. If you wish to climb the ladder, turn to 329. If you'd rather walk back down the corridor and continue straight on past the last junction, no, we're going up the ladder. We're going up. We're not afraid of going up. Poking your head through the hole in the ceiling, you see a small cluttered room lit by a single candle resting on top of a table. Crouched in a corner of the room is a sinewy little man wearing a ragged sackcloth. On seeing you, he snatches a wooden pole off the floor. Hang on. Let's see who we're dealing with. Look at this formidable foe here. Look at him. Do we talk to him, attack him with the sword, or just go back down the ladder? We'll try and talk to him for. We'll be a bit diplomatic, shall we, before we kill him? We're going to talk to him. 83. The gnome is grateful that you did not slay him. Well, hang on, I'm not ruling it out. I just said I'd talk to him first. He tells you that he stumbled across Vatos many years ago and decided to stay. He is nothing but a scavenger these days, but he says he's quite happy. Vatos was deserted for many years, but gradually men and other creatures found it while seeking shelter, and a few of them stayed. There is no law in Vatos and nobody in control, although the most powerful usually get their way. Passing caravans are attacked for food, the raids being organised by a high priestess and her slaves. You ask him if he's heard of Malbordus, but he shakes his head saying, I don't take much interest in people. I just spend my time collecting and scavenging. Perhaps you have something to trade. Oh, I hope he's got a dragon artifact. I would give a lot for one of those fancy things that you look... One of those fancy things that you look through to make other things seem a lot closer than they really are. Oh, right, I don't have a telescope. I don't have what the gnome seeks. All he wanted was a telescope. We've got no options to like wow him with a headscarf or a sandworm tooth or an empty canister. We should have killed him. We should have killed him. You tell the gnome that you do not own a telescope. Disappointed by your reply, he rubs his chin and says, "Well, you see, I really like brass. So if you have anything made of brass, I'll gladly give you a magical armband that will give strength to your sword arm in battle." If you own a brass handbell, we do, don't we? Wait, where did it... Yeah, there it is, up the top. We've got a brass handbell. Yes, I'm going to trade it. There you go. Take the handbell. Take the brass handbell. Turn to 69. Nice. And what do we get? 69. You reach into your backpack and give the handbell to the happy gnome. He then opens a tin box, takes out a purple silk purse and throws it to you. You open the purse and pull out a silver armband which is inset with a large emerald. You place it in your sword arm and say goodbye to the gnome. Okay, so we've got a silver armband instead of a brass handbell. I'm happy with this. That's a good trade. We're trading up here. Silver armband. Turn to 384. 384. You are now wearing an armband of strength. Add 1 skill point. Well, we can't. Same as the helmet. Look at that. We technically boosted our skill by 2. You climb down the ladder and walk back past the last junction. Turn to 262. The corridor eventually opens into a dingy room in which 2 rat men are busy chewing on the carcass of a goblin. On seeing you, they spring to their feet and attack you with their swords. Oh my goodness, rat men. Do you want to see them? They look pretty pathetic. There they are, look. And they're skill 5, both skill 5. One has stamina 4, one has stamina 5. This should be easy. This should be an easy fight. So, first one, we need to hit him 2 times. Boom. Boom. Dead. Second one, he's got stamina 5. So unless we want to use a luck point to do extra damage, we need to hit him 3 times. So, 1, 2. You lose. Alright, we'll go again though. You win, right. He is dead. And we took 1 hit. If you win, turn to 218. Let's do 218. In the pocket of one of the ratmen, you find 3 gold pieces. Nice. It was an easy win. Wasn't it? So what I've done, to make things a bit more streamlined, so instead of rolling dice, because I did have these butons here where I could do dice rolls. So instead of like adding shit, I've basically got a series of butons that go from -6 difference, so that being they have skill of 6 higher than mine, through to +6 difference, where like I've got skill of 12 and they've got of 6, for example. And then each of those has a varying number of wins and losses chance in, and obviously if I've got higher skill there are more wins than losses, and vice versa. So it's just a simple you win or you lose to speed up the combat a little bit. But yeah, that was an easy win. And we got, what did we get from that rat man? We got some gold. So 3 gold, so that puts us up to 13 gold, and a monkey's tail. What are we going to do with that, I wonder? I'm going to add it to the sheet for a start. Monkey tail. Okay. In the far wall, you see 2 arches and corridors running from them. If you walk through the left, yeah, left arch. Always left. 315. You soon arrive at a T-junction. Looking right, you see the floor is covered with broken glass, and so you turn left into the new corridor. Turn to 49. Well, we don't want to walk on glass? Didn't give me the chance. The corridor ends at a T-junction. Of course it does. Let's go left. 250. There's nothing that gives us any sort of clue which is the right way to go. You pass a doorway in the left-hand wall, which has an ornately carved surrounding of hideous creatures being consumed by flames. If you wish to open the door, if we open the door, are we going to be consumed by flames? I'm going to open it, but we'll keep our finger there just in case. 128. Oh, there's a picture. Here we are. This is 128. The door opens into a room which is empty, apart from a large pile of bones lying in the corner. Scratch marks on the wall appear to have been made by claws. You hear growling from a low arch in the far wall. Suddenly the door behind you opens and 3 large meat-covered bones are thrown into the room before the door is slammed shut again. The growling becomes loud barking and suddenly a huge slavering death dog bounds into the room. It sees you and immediately attacks. Ooh. Well, skill 9, stamina 10, so we got to hit him 5 times. I wish we didn't go through here, but too late. So, skill 9, so we still outskill him. Not by much though. Taking a hit straight away. How many times I need to see we hit him? 5. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I thought we could get 5 in a row. 5. There we go. He's dead. We're on 11. We can't be. We must be on 10. Didn't think we were on any odd numbers, were we? If you win, turn to 378. And we've got 1 provision left. We may as well have it. We may as well have it. I'm going to do that now. So now, no provisions. And our stamina goes up by 4. You peer into the gloom of the death dog's lair and see that a dark tunnel stretches into the distance. If you wish to crawl down the tunnel, turn to 95. Oh, or we could leave the room and continue walking up the corridor. I mean, I don't know. What could be in the tunnel? Death? Let's find out. We're going down the tunnel. The light quickly fades as you crawl along the tunnel until you cannot see your hand in front of your face. Will you cast a light spell if you're able to? Don't have it. Continue crawling in the dark? I don't think that's a good idea. Or crawl back out of the tunnel, leave the room and walk up the corridor. I think that's the option we should take. It was folly to go up there. The corridor turns right, and around the corner you see a man lying face down on the stone floor. He's wearing blood-stained armour and his sword lies a metre away. He grunts on hearing your footsteps and tries to reach for his sword. Will you run him through with your sword, kick his sword away and try to talk to him, or step over him and walk on? I mean, he's clearly wounded, maybe dead, or maybe is it like Saw? Was he lying in the middle of the floor the whole time? This guy, just like John was, old John Kramer, and he was pretending. That's what this is, isn't it? Thing is, he's wearing blood-stained armor. It doesn't say. Maybe it's just stained with his enemy's blood. It might not even be his blood. And it says he's lying face down, so he might have just been lying in wait. Let's kick his sword away and try and talk to him. I've got no quarrel with you, sir. 306. You roll the dying man over and see that he has not long to live. Being a valiant warrior, he wanted to keep fighting to the end. You ask him why he's here, for he clearly looks like an outsider. In an almost inaudible whisper, he replies, "The golden skeleton. It's here somewhere. Beware the shadow of the stone." Then he falls silent and still. You place his sword in his hand, as he would have wanted, and continue along the corridor. It soon turns right again, and you reach an iron door in the right-hand wall. In the distance, you can see glowing lights dancing about in the gloom of the corridor. If you wish to open the iron door, turn to 153. If you wish to investigate the moving lights, I don't know, that sounds a bit... Beware the shadow of the stone. We've got to remember that. Something about a golden skeleton, and beware the shadow of the stone. But In any case, right now I'm going to open the iron door. I'm not going to investigate these lights. So 153. The door opens into a room lit by torches set in the wall. If you wish to walk across the dusty floor to an archway in the wall opposite, turn to 261. You'd rather continue along the corridor towards the glowing lights. No, we're not going to those glowing lights. It's the other guy that needs to head towards the light, not us. We are very much alive, thank you very much. I'd like to keep it that way. As you step through the dust, your mind suddenly fills with horrific images. You scream in terror, as you think you see the whole room become engulfed in flames. Your flesh appears to be burning and death seems imminent. Your nightmare drags on for several minutes and you fall unconscious under the strain. When you finally come to, you still feel terrified and your hands are trembling. Some of your courage is lost forever. Oh my god, lose 3 skill points. But hang on. Now we can actually make use of that helmet and that silver armband. So look, we'll lose the 3, right? But then we add the 2 back on for our buffs, right? That's fair. That's fair, right? That's not cheating. Because now we're just having a benefit that we couldn't previously have used. Back in the corridor, you stagger towards the dancing lights. Oh, I really didn't want to go towards the lights. 339. As you move closer to the glowing lights, you realise they're starting to move towards you. 3 giant bugs with wings buzz loudly and close in to attack. Fight the giant fireflies one at a time. Ooh. Each time a firefly wins an attack round, roll 1 die. If the number rolled is 1, 2 or 3, the firefly will discharge electricity and you will lose an additional 2 stamina points. Fucking hell. So we might die here. Right, their skills are 5, 5 and 4 and their staminas are 4, 5 and 6. Right, so they're weak as fuck. But even if they win an attack round, I'm gonna basically get a chance for double hits. I'm not happy about this. Alright, first one, stamina of 4, we only need to hit it 2 times. Boom, boom, first one dead. Second one, skill of 5, stamina 5, we hit him 3 times. Boom, 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 nice. And the third one has a skill of only 4 and a stamina of 6, so still 3 hits we need. We lose. So first we lose the stamina points, then we roll a dice. And on 1, 2, 3, we're losing another 2 as it discharges electricity. Ready? Yes, nice. Okay, so we didn't hit this one yet, did we? 1, 2, 3. Alright, lucky us. We didn't get hit by extra electricity. If you win, turn to 38. We do need someone to be healing us up at some point, though, because like by the time we get to what's his name, Malbordus, it'll make easy work of us, surely, with only 12 stamina. Anyway, where we're going? 38. 38. You carry on down the corridor, which finally leads into a large chamber lit by torches mounted on high walls. At the top, the walls slope inwards to form a magnificent golden ceiling. A massive bronze idol stands in the middle of the chamber with its warhammer raised. Look, there it is. With its warhammer raised. You will have to walk past the idol in order to reach the entrance of a tunnel in the far wall. If you walk to the left of the idol, turn to 291. If you walk to the right of the idol, turn to 381. Right. Do you think it means it's left and it's right, rather than like the way I'm looking at it? Because like if the way we're looking at the picture, if you walk to the left, it would be its right hand side, right? But I want to walk to its left, because like if you look at the way it's holding the hammer, it's ready to swing on the right hand side, right? See where I'm going with that? So I want to walk to the idol's left, not to like the left as I'm seeing it. So I'm going to, on that basis, turn to 291. But if it says I get hit, I'm turning to the other page because of unfairness. 291. Oh no. What did the man say? Beware the shadow in the stone or something, didn't he? Because because it says, as you walk through the shadow cast by the huge idol, it suddenly starts to move. Yeah, see, so it's taking me on that left, not the. So I'm going to the other one. 381. I'm not fighting this thing. I'm not fighting this thing. I explained my position quite clearly. You walk under the raised warhammer of the idol towards the tunnel entrance. Turn to 74. I mean, I'm long gone. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Hello, Jaime. How are you, mate? You step into the tunnel and notice that the floor starts to slope downwards. It finally leads down to the edge of a flooded room. Water flows into the room through the mouth of a lion's head set in the wall. There's a ledge on the far wall which rises above the water, and the tunnel continues beyond it. You shrug your shoulders and wade into the murky water. You're waist deep in the flooded room when a long tentacle breaks the surface. The water is stirred up as the monster thrashes around, sensing that food is nearby. Suddenly, another tentacle wraps itself around your leg and tries to drag you underwater. Oh no! You draw your sword and begin hacking blindly at your attacker. If you're wearing a bracelet of mermaid scales... Oh, I knew it was good buying this shit. Man, Abjul had so much stuff for sale, and I was like, I want that bracelet of mermaid scales. I think we made a right decision. Turn to 396. Oh, so happy. I'm so happy. As you stab into the water, your bracelet is briefly submerged. The tentacled monster is immediately repelled by it and swims silently away to the deepest part of its pool. You seize your chance, climb up onto the ledge and escape down the tunnel. Yeah! Ah, we're acing this game. We ain't dying. We ain't dying. 91. Oh my god, it's just tunnels and T-junctions. That's what this book is. Another tunnel branches off the one you're walking down to give you a choice of directions. If you wish to continue straight on, turn to 347. If you'd rather turn left along the... Yeah, we could take that left turn. You know how we like it. Oh. No takes his back. See, look where... Look, this I don't think is the same. This isn't the messenger of death. This is something else. Ahead in the corridor, you see a cloaked figure carrying a lantern and walking away from you. You call out, but the figure only walks away faster. You hurry after it and are almost alongside it when it spins around to reveal its hideous face. Taut yellow skin is stretched over its skull. Its eyes are blood red and sunk deep in their sockets. Surviving the stare of a phantom requires great courage. Roll 2 dice. Alright, let's roll 2 dice. 7. If the total is same or less than your skill, 280. So my skill is 11, so we turn to 280. Did we establish that that was a good outcome to get less? Because that's what we've done. Despite the phantom's powerful stare, you keep control of your mind. With its arms outstretched, the phantom closes in to touch you in order to intensify its power. Oh no! If you wish to fight the phantom with your sword, turn to 225. If you'd rather rummage quickly through your backpack for an item to use against it, turn to 244. Oh my god. I mean, what have we got that could be useful against a phantom? We could whip it with the monkey tail? Maybe the sandworm tooth? I'm sure we've got to be able to stab something with that. Surely. We're going to look through our backpack and see if we've got anything good here. What do you want? 244. Hoping to find something that might be effective against the phantom, you thrust your hand into your backpack. What will you throw at the phantom? A pearl? No, don't have it. Traded it. A silver buton? Don't have it. An ivory beetle charm? Don't have it. None of these. Turn to 260. We're going to have to fight it, I think. 260. Finding nothing that you think might destroy the phantom, you reach for your trusty sword. Turn to 225. Oh god, I'm so nervous right now. Like, we could legit die. Because he looks pretty scary, this guy. You lunge at the phantom, but your sword meets no resistance. Oh my god. Unaffected by normal weapons, the phantom laughs at your pathetic attempts to slay it. It grabs your arm and you're immediately paralyzed. Lose 4 stamina points. Oh my god. By the time the feeling has returned to your limbs, the phantom is well out of sight. Oh, so he didn't want to kill me then? Walking stiffly along the tunnel, you continue your search. Oh my god, I thought we were going to die. The tunnel finally ends at a T-junction. The cross passage shows signs of more frequent use. The walls are decorated with murals and tapestries, and there are torches at regular intervals to give plenty of light. If you wish to turn left towards the murals, turn to 161. If Just turn right towards the tapestries. Turn to 4. I want to look at a good mural. Thank you very much. The mural stretches along the wall for approximately 20 metres and depicts a great battle. A mass of undead, whipped on by vile orcs, are pushing back an army of men and dwarfs. The leader of the undead is hidden by dark robes, apart from his fleshless reptilian skin. His cold, evil green eyes stare threateningly from the mural. He appears to be holding a casket which is drawing in the spirit of the king of the men and dwarfs, for whom the battle seems lost. You're fascinated by the painted detail of the casket and marvel at its magnificence. Do you like my work? Comes the sudden question from behind you. You spin round and see a man standing calmly with paint pots in his hand and a brush behind his ear. He's smiling and seems pleased that you're showing interest in his work. Will you attack him? Reply to his question or push past him and walk on? And let's reply to his question. Let's give him an honest critique of his work. It's shit, mate. It's absolute bollocks. If you wish to reply that you do not like the artist's work, no, I do like it. I mean, we were quite clearly enraptured by the detail. So I'm going to say I do like it. So turn to 181 to say I do like it. I love it. I'd like to buy this piece, please. Where are we going? 181. The artist laughs and says, I never expected a compliment in this place of evil. No doubt you've been lured here with a promise of great wealth by the High Priestess Lisha. I have staked my life on my reputation. Perhaps you've not heard that Lisha is a great lover of art, despite her cruel and terrible ways. Each year she secretly invites artists to perform their works inside the Lost City. Down the corridor you'll see tapestries, and elsewhere there are wood carvings and etchings. She alone judges the works, and the result is final. Very final. Does she kill the people who lose? The winner receives 300 gold pieces, and the losers are sacrificed to honour the Dark One. Oh my god. Needless to say, I think I'm going to win. She gives us all a ring of protection to wear, so that we come to no harm while we work. My name is Murkegg, and I'm pleased to meet you. Shall we kill him and take his ring of protection? You ask him if he's heard of a man called Malbordus, but he shakes his head. You stress that it is very important that you find Malbordus, and ask if he has any knowledge of the tunnels and passageways. Murkegg rubs his chin and replies, I'm afraid I cannot help you much, as I spend most of my time painting. I do know that Lisha's inner temple can only be reached by walking through the curtain of golden rain. Perhaps whoever it is you're looking for is being entertained by Lisha. All I can do is wish you luck. You shake hands with him and press on down the corridor. We should have killed him. We should just never talk to anybody. Right, got enough friends. Don't need to make friends. Just instantly attack anyone who makes eye contact from now on, I think. 376 is where we're going. To press on down the corridor. The corridor bends to the right, and you follow it round until you arrive outside a closed door. You can hear agonised cries and a sadistic chuckle coming from inside the room. Ooh. If you wish to turn the handle and push the door open, turn to 206. If you'd rather ignore the cries and keep on walking, I mean, can we not just have a little peek? Do we have to actually go in there? I mean, we're gonna try the door. We're gonna try the door. 206. So that's where we're going. Oh, we've got a picture. We've got a picture at 206. There we go. Look, what is happening here? The door opens into a room which is filled with all kinds of implements of torture. The screaming is coming from a man who's hanging from the ceiling by his wrists, and the laughter is coming from the torturer, a hooded, bare-chested man who's holding a smoking branding iron. If you wish to help the unfortunate captive, turn to 328. If you'd rather leave him at the mercy of the torturer and continue up the corridor, turn to 66. I mean, he's probably in here for a good reason, isn't he? I'm not one to interfere with justice, but he'll probably help me. At the very least, like, I mean, let's take another look at him. At the very least, like, we kill the torturer and then we kill this guy and steal his loincloth. Yeah, that's going to be our plan. We're gonna help the unfortunate captive. 328. The man hears you close the door and advances towards you to attack you with his branding iron. But the torturer has stamina of 8 and a skill of 8. So we outskill him by only 3 now, because we did take the hit, didn't we, in skill points. Where are we? Combat. So we are +3 combat to him, and we need to hit him 4 times. 1, 2. Ah, fuck. 3. Ah, fuck. Right, still, only need 1 more hit on him though. 4. Okay, if you win, turn to 141. We have got 4 hit points left though, guys. I'm not sure we're gonna make it through this adventure unless somebody heals us. You take a bunch of brass keys from the torturer's belt and find the one to unlock the victim's manacles. At first he's scared of you, believing it's a trick, but gradually you convince him that you mean him no harm. You learn that his name is Thita. He was a servant of the High Priestess Lisha and was caught trying to escape from Vatos. He asks you why you're wandering about in the dungeon of Vatos, and you tell him about Malbordas, the quest, and the messenger of death. His eyes widen and he says, I saw a cloaked figure suddenly materialise before my very eyes in the treasure room where I was hiding before I was captured. I only saw its face for a moment, and it was hideous. It put something inside a golden casket and then disappeared again. Thita declines your offer to accompany you on your mission, saying that you must try to escape again. You wish him good luck and say goodbye. You leave the room together, but go your separate ways along the corridor. Turn to 66. Turn to 66. You soon arrive outside another door. No noise comes from the other side, but when you try the handle, you find the door is firmly locked. Thing is, we could cast the open door spell, but it's going to take 2 of our stamina. Oh, you could try and lock it with a golden key if you have one. I do have one. So fuck it, we're doing that. Turn to 110. Turn to 110. The key fits the lock and clicks open with 1 turn. Holding onto the hilt of your sword, you open the door. Turn to 98. Oh my god, I'm so excited. What could be the other side? A fountain of healing, wouldn't that be something? You enter a marble-floored room, which is bare except for the bronze head of a beautiful woman mounted on the opposite wall. You're surprised when its lips suddenly start to move, and you hear her speak. Welcome to the Room of Question, says the soothing voice. It's been an age since I last spoke to anyone. You are obliged to answer my question or die. Oh my god. Answer it correctly and you'll be rewarded. Answer it incorrectly and you will suffer. Now tell me, how many gold pieces does Lisha give to the winner of the art competition? Oh my god, we know that one! If you know how many gold pieces make up the prize, turn to that number. We know from Merkegg, it's 300 gold pieces. Oh, fuck yes. I feel like we're going the right way, guys. Well done, continues the talking head. You have answered correctly. Red smoke starts to pour from its mouth and swirl around your face. When it finally drifts away, the bronze head is still and silent. You're left feeling powerful and as though destiny is with you. Add 2 skill points and 2 luck points. Well, we can add 1 skill point back on. We can add 1 skill point back on. And how many luck? 2 luck. I wish we had some stamina though. With renewed enthusiasm, you walk out the room and up the corridor. Turn to 17. The corridor ends at a doorway which is made of iron. You turn the handle and enter an empty room which has 2 doors leading from it. One to your left and one to your right. Let's go to the left. 298. The door opens into a room which is completely empty. There's a mosaic floor which has an abstract pattern, except for an area in front of the door in the opposite wall, where there is the head of Medusa. Oh my god. On the door there is a small box with a slot on its top. You walk up to the door, turn the handle and find that it's unlocked. If you wish to put a gold piece into the box before stepping through the doorway, I think we need to put a gold piece in. We need to pay some sort of tribute here. So that'll take us down to 12 gold. I don't want to get fucked up by the head of Medusa. So, we've put a gold piece in, we turn to 214. 214. After placing the coin in the slot, a panel in the door flaps up. Oh no, revealing, much to your horror, the letter T scratched on its reverse side. Oh no. Not only that, I'll put the T on the thing. It's the second of the letters we found from death. But... So the messenger of death has struck a blow. Lose 4 stamina points for the shock to your system. 4 stamina points is all we have. 4 stamina points is all we have left. Boom, 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 boom. 0. Dead. That's it. That's it. I feel like we did really, really well though. I think we had a good run. We had a good run. I think maybe if we'd got a bit luckier, maybe if we didn't have to do as many fights. I don't know. It sounds like from some of the passages we read, there's no way to avoid the messenger of death. I could have done without running into that phantom because he paralysed me and I lost 4 stamina there. But I think we had a really, really good run on that one. I think the thing is, we only found 1 artifact out of the 5. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows where it would have gone? Wow. Well, that was good. That was quite. There was a lot of corridors, a lot of junctions. But actually, when we were doing stuff, I think that was quite an enjoyable little adventure. I think it was good. We had so many different options we could have done with spells we could have had, stuff we could have bought from Abjul. What if we hadn't run into Abjul? I don't know. We wouldn't have had any of that cool stuff. We wouldn't have had a bracelet of mermaid scales, but we got really lucky finding that helmet. We had the brass handbell that we could swap for the silver armband. I think that was really good. I think we'll give that one another go at some point. Not next week. I don't know what we'll do next week. But next week we'll try and come back and do this all again. So thanks for hanging out. Lovely seeing you all again. And I'll see you all soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye bye.